an all-timer. But here's a question for you guys. Let me know in the comment section. Is she the best bagswoman the league has ever seen? I have an answer to that, but I want to hear you guys' opinion. So drop your comments in the comment section. All right.
Hello, I'm Hansi Parchment. You're watching Talawa TV with Crystal Davis.
I think the uniqueness of the Reggae Girls is they embody the national motto of Jamaica, which is out of many one people. So when you look at the entirety of the Jamaica squad, you have dark-skinned girls, mixed-race girls, girls who have black and Asian in them. You also have the homegrown players, so like your Bunny Shaw, your Konya Plummer, your Den Blackwood. So what that means in terms of from a grassroots perspective is girls who are born in Jamaica can look at a Bunny Shaw and hear that authentic accent and say, you know, if Bunny can make it, then so can I. Once you hear that authenticity, that raw Jamaican accent, they should be able to look at a Bunny Shaw who's now our captain to say, if Bunny can do it, especially if you come from the same community, the same parish as her, if she can do it, then so can we.
My Talowers, good afternoon, good evening, possibly good morning, all depends on where you're based in the world. Welcome back to another Reggae Girlz Weekend of Action review. On this week's episode, like I said on last week's show, this week we'll be looking at how the Reggae Girls got on across Europe. So I'm going to be sticking to what I said because I don't want to break my promise with you guys. We're also going to be looking at Manchester City's WSL all-time goal scorer, that is Miss Khadija Bunny Shaw. And Siobhan Wilson, she has returned to action for Birmingham City, all that and more. But first, let's start by looking at top flight of women's football in Spain. So it would help if I brought up my shared screen. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. I'll try not to talk for too long, guys, because I know you have plenty to get through for your Sunday evening. I think it's probably a Sunday evening for most of you, maybe so early Monday morning. I hope you guys had a smashing weekend, by the way. So you guys should be able to see that screen in front of you. So two clubs for us to keep an eye on as it relates to top flight of women's football in Spain, and that is Real Betis for Tiffany Cameron and also Villarreal for Kayla McKenna, formerly known as Kayla McCoy. So let's just dive right into it. Not a positive reading, is it, in terms of results, that is, but let's just go ahead and find our girl for you. As you can see there, donning the number 24 jersey is Tiffany Cameron. The arrow pointed down simply means that she was substituted, and she was substituted in the latter stages of the second half. If I can get that up for you guys. I might have actually scrolled past her. Let's go ahead and see where Tiffany is. Yeah, there she is. In the 77th minute to be exact, she came off inside the 77th minute. So let's just go back and look at that result. Unfortunately, on this occasion, Tiffany Cameron and Real Betis suffered a 3-1 defeat at the hands of Madrid club football. And if we just backstep just a little bit and look at Villarreal, again, the club belonging to Kayla McKenna, I know what you guys are thinking. Where is Kayla? Well, there she is, donning the number 12 jersey. And quite similar to Tiffany Cameron in the sense that unfortunately she also suffered a defeat at the hands of her opponent, Sevilla, that is. So a 3-1 defeat for Kayla McKenna. Let's just hope that for their next match day that both Real Betis for Tiffany Cameron and Villarreal for Kayla McKenna can just turn things around, make for a bit of a pretty reading next time round. Let's look at where they're at in the league table. It's to be expected, isn't it? It's a league with a couple of heavyweights here and there across Europe, of course. Leading the charge is Barcelona, closely followed by Levante, Real Madrid, Madrid Club Football, Atletico Madrid, Sevilla, and the clubs that we are keeping at close tabs on is, as I said before, Villarreal and Real Betis. Real Betis is currently sat in the 12th place position, and Villarreal is currently sat in the 14th place position. So hopefully, as the games progress in their league, both clubs can propel themselves up the league, move themselves up the league, and just finish as high as possible, right? So the next league that we're going to be looking at is top flight football played in the Czech Republic. So if I say Czech Republic, you should know who we'll be looking at. It's the club that's currently sat at the top of the table, and that is Slavia Praha. Now, that if you're not familiar with this particular league, Slavia Praha is the club belonging to none other than Alika Keen. As you can see there, they're sat pretty at the top on 30 points with a lovely goal difference of 47. 10 games played, 10 wins in the bag, 0 losses. Their game against Wolfsburg, which was scheduled to be played on Friday, so that's just the Friday that just went, that one was cancelled. They did, however, play on Thursday night, and that was a Champions League game. So a few positives there. One, Slavia Praha and Keane are sat comfortably for the time being at the top of their league. Also, here's a bit of more positive news there for all you Alika Keane fans out there as well. If we just focus on what's on the screen in front of you, what this means is with this result, as you can see here, UEFA Women's Champions League, this is the group stage, and what this means is Alika Keen and Slavia Praha registered their first ever group stage win of the UEFA Women's Champions League. We're keeping things top tier because that's what the Reggae Girls are all about. They're top of the top. It doesn't get much better than this, guys. So we are looking at AC Milan. Now, it's been a while since we've discussed football played in Italy. Previously, we did keep tabs on AS Roma. Alison Swaby played for AS Roma a few years back, as did Trudy Carter. She also played for AS Roma. Both players subsequently moved on and played in other leagues. Carter at the moment is over in Mexico, and as you can tell, Alison Swaby has made a return to Italy. So her new club for the time being is, as I said, AC Milan. Some positives there. Make of it what you will, actually. I won't speak for you. Alison there with the number 13 next to her name, she sat on the bench as her team recorded a 3-0 victory in the Italian Women's Cup. Now, this is the first leg of the quarterfinals. For the second leg, I'm hoping to see her in the starting 11, or at least bare minimum get some minutes under her belt. So I'll keep some tabs on Alison Swaby and AS Roma for you. Sorry, I'll keep some tabs on Alison Swaby and AC Milan for you, okay? And since we're talking about Swaby, I think it's only right to talk about Baby Swaby. So Baby Swaby is Chantel Swaby, and Big Swaby is Alison Swaby. Let's just take a quick little trip to France and look at FC Flohy. Can you guys see this? Yes, you can. I feel like I'm the bearer of bad news, but don't worry, guys. The results do get better. You've only got to keep your eyes or read the headline in front of you. Keep your eyes on the on the headline of today's show. So this one reads for itself. Again, top flight of women's football where France is concerned, and the club that we're rooting for is FC Flohy. That is the club belonging to Chantel Swaby. So, important information that you guys are looking for. There you have it. Chantel Swaby with the down arrow. She was substituted. And as you can see there, she went the distance. I mean, she was substituted inside the additional time of 90 plus minutes. And her team, SC Flohy, unfortunately suffered a narrow 1-0 defeat at the hands of Saint Etienne. Right, guys? Let's keep it moving and let's take a trip to Scotland. Why not? Okay, so the club that we're keeping our eyes on, a club which formerly belonged to Vian Sampson. She subsequently moved on. she's actually currently playing in Japan at the moment. But there is another reggae girl playing in top flight of women's football, and that is Sade. So you can see a couple of the results there on screen for you. Couple of positive readings where Hearts is concerned, and no game this weekend. So you can go ahead and look for yourself at a couple of their results in recent week. Their next game takes place next weekend, next Sunday to be exact, and it is a 3 p.m. kickoff UK time, that is. So you guys can go ahead and do the math. And what that means, if I bring up this particular fixture, if I bring up this fixture for you guys, this is Sade's next game with Hearts. And what that means is Sade and Hearts will be seeking to extend their unbeaten run when they take on Spartans again next weekend. And it's a run that's been steadily growing since November. I think the last team that actually beat Hearts was Hibs. If I just go back and give you guys a look at that, the last team to beat Sade's Hearts is Hibs, and that was back in November, the 18th of November to be exact. Let's look at the second tier of women's football in England. So that would be the Women's Championship. Got a couple clubs here in the Women's Championship. If we look at the table, just so you guys can be brought up to speed, Charlton Athletic, that is where Melissa Johnson, that's her club currently, as is Crystal Palace with Paige Bailey Gale. Southampton is Atlanta's club. Birmingham City is the club belonging to Siobhan Wilson. Okay, just so that there is no confusion, and that just again so that there is no confusion and no one is left in the dark. Okay, so let's just look at Southampton again. This is the club belonging to Atlanta. Results read for itself. Atlanta and Southampton sealed a 3-0 victory over Watford at St Mary's. So if we go and look at Crystal Palace, let's just keep an eye on the result. Positive reading there. And this is the club that belongs to Paige Bailey Gale. And some of you have been wondering, have been asking, where's Paige? Positive news is that she isn't injured, so that's a massive thumbs up. But she is unfortunately unavailable, I should say. She is unfortunately unavailable due to personal reasons. Okay, so let's keep it moving. And then we have Charlton Athletic, and there isn't any goal scorer there pertaining to Melissa Johnson, that is. But if I give you guys a little timeline, if I give you a little glimpse of what occurred in this match, particularly in the first half, unfortunately, our girl missed a penalty inside the 3rd minute of the game, but she did make up for that penalty miss. As you can see there, she registered an assist for Charlton's second goal of the game. So what that meant was, with result in mind, as you can see on the screen in front of you, Melissa Johnson registered an assist as Charlton Athletic sealed a 3-2 win over Blackburn to maintain their lead at the top of the table. I already gave you guys a little glimpse of what the league table looks like, so that should be fresh in your mind. Now we go down to Birmingham City, if we can find Birmingham City, that is. And let's just keep this just not result. Let's keep this game on screen for you guys. But before I talk about Birmingham City, you can see there it says postponed. As you can see, written quite finely on the screen in front of you, this game has been postponed due to an outbreak of illness within the Royals camp. But on some positive news, let's go ahead and play something for you guys, because she is back, all right, after almost a year of being on the sidelines due to a lengthy injury. Our girl is on fresh grass. And I did tell you guys on last week's Reggae Girlz Weekend of Action that I would keep you posted, and I've stuck to my gun. I've stuck to my promise. So there you go. I did say the show will get better, guys, and it has gotten better. It is getting better, and it's going to get even better before we close off. So let's watch our girl in action. She did manage to find the back of the net also. She did manage to find the back of the net, so that's something to put a little smile on you guys' face, okay? felt like I heard some bad language there. My apologies. I don't think I caught up on that. Don't think I actually heard that in the playback when I first listened to it. So my apologies if there was any bad language used in the background. Okay. So what that means, let's bring that back up on screen so we can just pause. And there you go. Siobhan Wilson. I know you guys have been wondering about Siobhan Wilson. Pretty much, she picked up a ACL injury, and you know how ACL injuries goes. The worst injury to pick up, I think, as an athlete, especially one that plays football. This injury shattered her season for her Birmingham City in last season's campaign, and subsequently it had a massive knock-on effect because what that meant was that she wasn't able to go to the 2023 Women's World Cup, which took place in Australia and New Zealand. She's young, so she does have plenty of fuel in the tank. So I am expecting her to at least make it to a World Cup with her country. So it's good to see her back in action. It is slow and steady. I'm assuming it's a slow and steady process, as it usually is when players make their return from injury, particularly one that's kept them out for as long as the injury did on this occasion, pertaining to Siobhan Wilson. Like I said, she picked up this injury in April of last year, a long-term injury. Finally, at long last, she is back. So I will be keeping a watchful eye on Wilson to see when she makes her proper return in terms of competitive return, that is. I will be keeping my eyes peeled on when Siobhan makes her competitive return for Birmingham City. But that's a massive thumbs up for Wilson. Great to see her back in action. So what that meant with everything that I've said, to summarize it all, Siobhan Wilson has returned to full training for the first time since picking up an ACL injury in April 2023. So things are looking up for Wilson, and long may it continue. Another club, I might have to take Wilson off for a bit. And let's go to the WSL. I usually start things off with the WSL, so to do it the other way around, I almost confuse myself. I'm not gonna lie, but I actually like it like this. Let me know what you guys think. Should I switch it up as the week goes on, week by week? Should I start off with a different league rather than always starting off with the WSL? It's not because it's my favorite league. It's just because it's in England and I live in England. I'm not being biased, but that's just the way that my brain operates. But if you want me to switch things up week by week, then by all means let me know. All right, so let's start off with the London derby. West Ham, they took on Tottenham Hotspur. So you know Tottenham Hotspur, that's the club that belongs to Rebecca Spencer and Big Drew. That is Drew Spence. You can see the substitute bench there. Neither Rebecca Spencer or Drew Spence were on the subs bench for Tottenham, and Spencer wasn't in goal neither. So with Drew Spence, as I said on last week, sure, I sound like a little bit of I feel like a broken record. But just to keep you guys all in the loop, nothing new to report on Drew Spence. Unfortunately, she's still on the sidelines, nursing a hamstring injury. So I'm hoping and praying that it won't be much longer, that we won't have to wait much longer for Drew Spence to mark her return. Hopefully, the recovery process is going according to plan, or maybe even better than what they had in mind. I hope that the recovery process is treating her well. And as ever, if and when there is an update pertaining to not just Drew Spence, but any of the Reggae Girlz, whether it's injury or personal reasons, I will keep you guys updated. Obviously, you know how. Oh, Obviously, you know how personal reasons goes. If it says personal reasons, I obviously can't dissect and give you guys the full details. Just have to leave it as it is and just keep it personal reasons. It's called personal reasons for a reason, right, guys? And then comes um the game of the weekend. Last weekend, we had the game of the weekend, and that was presented to us by Melissa Johnson. This weekend belongs to our skipper. Now, this game had me pumped up, and I was pumped up because of what happened. Let's backtrack a little bit. When I saw what took place with Lauren James scoring a hat trick for Chelsea against her former club, Manchester United. And at that moment, um, James had leveled. James had, if I actually, at that moment, she had for a brief period gone above Khadija Bunny Shaw in the Women's Super League top scorers chart. Remember last Sunday when we did the show, Bunny was on nine goals scored in 9 matches at the time, with 2 assists to her name. So when I was watching this game and I'm seeing that Lauren James has scored a hat trick, I'm like, oh gosh, she has moved past Bunny. Little did I know that Bunny had a response of her own, and she did it against one of the big hitters, that is Liverpool. Glad to see Liverpool get a little thumping today as well. Don't ask me why, but I was just so happy. And I don't have nothing personal against Liverpool. Maybe it's because it's Bunny's team, and naturally I want my girls to do well. But this was just a joy to watch. A goal inside the 30 seconds minute, so just as we edge past the half an hour mark, and inside the 45th minute, that's inside added time, I should say, to avoid any confusion. And then not long after the third half, what am I doing? Not long after the second half, Bunny rounded off her hat trick, netting inside the 56th minute. And there's multiple positives that comes with this lovely hat trick here from Bunny Shaw. If you guys haven't seen the goal scored by Bunny from today's game, please do go ahead and watch it. I particularly enjoyed the cheeky back heel. I don't know which is your favorite, but I think we might be agreeing on the same thing here. My star girl of the weekend goes to the skipper all day long. Our skipper, our captain, Miss Bunny Shaw. She scored a hat trick as Manchester City registered a fifth successive WSL victory with a 5-1 comeback win against Liverpool. And to keep things positive, let's see if I can bring up that chart that I was referring to, the top scorers chart, right? Let's just focus on that for a second, because I did mention Lauren James, and I also mentioned Bunny as well, right? Is perfectly positioned. So yeah, this is how the Women's Super League top scorers tables looking, guys. Bunny Shaw still standing tall at the top of the list, fixed at the top of the list. And it says 12 goals, guys, 12 goals, 2 assists, 10 matches played. And she's been closely followed by Chelsea's Lauren James. And the good news keeps on coming, guys, as it relates to Bunny Shaw. Not only did she score a hat trick against Liverpool, but this was her third hat trick in her last four WSL games for Manchester City. So I'm guessing you guys probably want proof of that, right? Let's see the teams that Bunny Shaw scored a hat trick against. So we already know Liverpool is one of them. And as it relates to the team, a team that she's always badding up, I don't know. Everton, they must like hate the sight of Bunny, because she treat them like a punching bag. If you've been following Bunny, you will know that she absolutely, I don't know her on a personal level, but she must lick her lips when it's time to play against Everton, because it's goals galore for her. As you can see, another hat trick there. So that's 2 hat tricks. And if we keep it moving again as it relates to the lead as it relates to the league, we have Tottenham. They completely hammered Tottenham. 7 goals there, beating Tottenham 7-0 in the latest in late November. Again, another Bunny Shaw hat trick. So that's 3 hat tricks that we've counted. So there you have it, guys. The 3 hat tricks there in her last 4 league matches as it relates to the WSL. So one against Liverpool, one against Everton, and one against Tottenham. Right, so it makes for a pretty reading, doesn't it? And long may it continue with Khadija Bunny Shaw. Manchester City, they're blessed for forwards. They've been blessed for forward and strikers over the years, not just for their women's team, but also for their men's team with that robot that they have that tormented all of our teams in the Premier League last season. But yeah, keeping the focus on Bunny Shaw, let's bring up that result there. Actually, let's go over to Twitter and see if we can bring up Bunny Shaw with the match ball before I close off. Because like I said, she is the star girl. She is definitely the star girl for this weekend, because she is the star girl, not just this weekend but all weekends. Come on, it's Bunny Shaw that we're talking about. So nice to see her there with a couple of her teammates. That just makes us feel so proud. I'm talking for you guys, and really, I shouldn't be. That makes me feel proud. Seeing Bunny smile. This might have been from today's game. It looks like it was from today's game. And if we scroll down, let's see if I can get a picture. There we go. Bunny Shaw with the match ball. The positives keep on coming for our skipper, our captain, Khadija Bunny Shaw, guys. Match ball in hand, and rightly so. She has become Manchester City's all-time leading goal scorer in the WSL. So that is the Women's Super League, top flight of women's football in England, an all-timer. But here's a question for you guys. Let me know in the comment section. Is she the best bagswoman the league has ever seen? I have an answer to that, but I want to hear you guys' opinion. So drop your comments in the comment section. All right. And I think we've come to the end of the show. Also, let me know, who is your star girl of the weekend? It can only be one player, right? But let me know. Maybe we're on different page here, guys. I doubt it, but still let me know. And before I close off, thank you to those of you who've voted. I did ask if you guys want me to let's think for a second. I did ask if you guys wanted a Reggae Girlz WhatsApp group chat, and you guys voted in your numbers. If I go over to the community tab, if I go over, if I check the voting, I think like maybe 90% of you guys said that you're in favor of a Reggae Girlz group chat. Yeah, 93% of you said yes, and then there's like 7%. There's always someone hating somewhere, right? They voted no, but we're only focusing on the positive. I'm going to give you guys a code right now. So that's that, guys. Go ahead and scan the code. Also, after you've done so, drop me a message basically letting me know that you'd like me to add you to the group chat. And it is a safe space, guys, so please walk with your common sense. Do not come in that group with no drama, because I will kick you out, please believe. So please come with the right energy. Treat it just like you treat the comment section. Treat each other with respect. Don't let me be the one to tell you that. Just like that, we've reached the end of the show. If you haven't done so already, please do go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. Okay. I believe I've said so already, but actually no, I haven't. If you're out and about, I hope you make it home safe and sound. If I don't see you during the week, then I will be doing my level best best to make sure that I see you guys next Sunday for another Reggae Girlz Weekend of Action review. Okay, so again, if you're out and about, I hope that you make it home safe and sound. I hope that you've had a wonderful weekend, and you know how it goes. Attack that Monday like Usain Bolt in Beijing. Thank you as always, guys, for your support. It definitely doesn't go unnoticed. All right, I'll see you guys in a few. Okay, take care.
I'm John Barnes, and you're watching Talawa TV with Crystal Davis.